We begin this workout the Wabi-Sabi way, rubbing the palms together, bring them to heart center, and taking a moment to pause and reflect. As you listen to and feel your heart, invite your intention forward. Sense from the deepest place in you what really matters. What's your driving force? What really brings you here today? Strength, purpose, poise, rock solid resolve, confidence, a core connection. Notice the thoughts, words, images that surface from your subconscious. And when you're ready, either declaring your intention out loud or as a mental whisper. So we begin our workout with heel taps. This is a great place to start connecting with those sometimes sleepy lower abdominal muscles. Lie down on your spine, bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. Two options here. You can take your hands under your sit bones and feel the gentle imprint of your spine during this exercise, or you can place your hands across your lower belly to really connect and feel the response of your abdominal muscles. Try both and see which serves you best. On your next inhale, consciously engage your core, lifting up gently like you're zipping your muscles from your pelvic floor up to your belly button. Exhale, float the right leg up so that the knee and hip form a 90-degree angle. Notice what happens to those muscles. Are they firmer under your fingers if you have your fingers placed on top? Notice how they respond. You might like to press in gently to enhance the contraction. There's a kind of reflex response there. On the next out breath, float the left leg up to meet the right. Imagine your legs are in plaster cast, so there's no hinging at the knee. That 90-degree angle is maintained throughout. Check in. Make sure you keep the spine imprinted, supporting your hips so you can move the legs freely. Breathe in and with precision, lower the right leg until the heel gently touches the floor. Exhale, lift back to tabletop. Repeat with the other leg, slow and controlled, alternating each side, staying consciously connected to the contractions in your abdominal muscles. One thing to watch is that your hip flexors aren't doing all the work. To avoid this happening, imagine there's no muscles in your legs. If there's no muscles in your legs, they're light and floating with the work coming from your core. 4 more reps. And relax. Just taking a moment to acknowledge the warmth building in your belly. Those ab muscles are now well and truly awake and animated. Coming into some spinal twists now. Bend the knees so your feet are flat on the mat. Take them wide. Bring your arms out at a T shape, palms facing down. To begin with, let your knees just fall in towards each other, releasing your lower back. Now exhale, take your knees down over to the right, turn your gaze to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take your knees down over to the left, turn your gaze to the right. Inhale, back to center. Continue at your own pace, synchronizing the movements with your breath. If you want a gentle practice today, keep the feet in contact with the ground. If you want to work more deeply into your core, press your lower back lightly into the mat. With your abdominal muscles contracted, inhale as you lift your legs up to a tabletop again. Exhale, take your knees down over to the right, keeping your feet and knees stacked. Hover just off the mat, allow your gaze to instinctively turn to the left. Encourage your left shoulder to root down, maintaining the twist through the upper spine. Inhale, contract your abdominal muscles and bring the knees back to center. Exhale, take your knees down over to the left, hover just off the mat. Inhale, consciously connect with your abs and bring the knees back to center. Just continuing at your own pace. If you are ready to advance this even further today, try to straighten the legs. The straighter the legs, the more challenging it will be. Keep the communication lines with your abs open. At the end of the twist, tell them to switch on. Invite them to actively draw those legs back to center. Energy flows where attention goes. If you keep your mind's eye fixed on the muscles you want to be working, you'll improve their input and the contractions will be more powerful for it. So just finishing up your last one now. And then cupping your hands over your knees, hugging your knees in towards your chest, and just paint 3 little circles into the mat with your sacrum in one direction, and then 3 times in the opposite direction. Now lengthen your body on the mat. We're coming into single leg raises. If you have really good core strength, or for the advanced version, you can rest your hands by your sides, palms facing down. If you are beginning or tend to experience lower back pain, then lift your hips, place your hands under the body, and rest your sit bones on your wrists. This will support your spine. Keep the lower spine imprinted into the ground by activating the deep abdominals. Inhale, lift both legs up straight in the air. Your entire body makes a 90 now, a 90-degree angle. Keeping the thighs pressed together, exhale, lower the right leg down to the mat. See if you can hover 20 degrees off the floor, and then inhale back up. Exhale, lower the left leg to the mat, hover, hold, inhale back up. Just continue at your own pace, synchronizing the movements with your breath. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. If you want to work a little more deeply, try this move with double legs. Exhale, lower both legs together. Inhale back up. Continue with strong, focused breath. Concentrate on drawing all the energy in through your navel point with each breath. If this is too much for you today, if you just want a gentle practice, just continuing by alternating sides. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale with the legs raised up. Suspend the breath and activate your root lock for 10 seconds. For the girls, this is the muscles you use when you stop yourself urinating midstream. This is how you switch on your root lock. And exhale, lower the legs. Relax. Turn your attention inward. It's good to punctuate each exercise with a moment of pause or pause and reflection. Notice the effects of that movement on the body. Feel the tight, fiery sensations in your tummy. If that felt like a good level for you to be working at today, jump in for another round of double leg raises. For those of you wanting to step it up a notch, we're moving into a scissor kick crunch variation. Take your hands behind your ears, keep your elbows open, and imagine you're holding a soft peach between your chin and chest. As you raise your legs, lift your head and shoulders up off the mat, crunch in the middle, then lower together. Head and shoulders come to complete rest, but legs are kept hovering 20 degrees off the mat. Scissor kick, crossing right leg over left, left over right, right over left, left over right for 2, 1. Then crunch back up. Lower, scissor kick, 3, 2, 1. Crunch, lower, 3, 2, 1. Continue for a couple more rounds. Last one, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep your legs raised and finishing with a 20-second crunch twist. Reaching your right hand towards the outer edge of your left foot, then your left hand towards the outer edge of your right foot. Keep crunching and twisting, working your obliques. Relax the muscles in your face. We dare you to smile a little. Let your serious sense of rigidity melt away and enjoy the sensations of fire sparks in your belly. Knowing that you are supercharging your solar plexus, building confidence, commitment, and control. For 5, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Close your eyes. Resting your awareness at your core. Connecting to that sense of warmth, that fire, sunshine in your belly. Rolling over onto your belly, coming into cobra, lengthening and stretching your abs, getting ready for our home stretch sequence. Our prone to army crawl. So just starting out, no worries. This variation of the prone hold is a good place to start. A few things to note. You might not be able to tell, but our body weight is distributed evenly between our elbows and knees. We're drawing our belly button in towards our spine. You want to keep your abdominals held tight to support the lower back. We're keeping our head aligned with our spine by looking directly down at our hands. Build up to being able to hold this static position for 30 seconds before attempting this next version. So moving up to our elbows and toes. Taking your knees off the mat. This time the weight is distributed evenly between our elbows and toes. Careful not to arch your back or stick your butt in the air. It's sometimes hard to tell where you are positioned, so experiment in front of the mirror until you're familiar with how aligned it actually feels. We find it useful to imagine balancing a hot cup of coffee on your back. Hold for 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest in cobra, stretch and lengthen your abs. Now moving into our army crawl. So this is next level prone position. Coming back up onto your elbows and toes. Twist the torso. Take your right knee up towards the right hip. Then bring the feet back together. Repeat on the other side. It always helps to turn your gaze in the direction that your hips are opening. Do not look down at your knee or you will lose form and compromise the length of your spine. So just keep going with this movement, working the obliques, raising the heart rate. 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Float the hips back down to the mat. Stay here if you need a rest, or coming back up for another all-in activated prone. Resting on your elbows and toes and tightening up from the neck down, squeezing those glutes, tight torso, feeling your abs engaged. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Coming into our final exercise, a side forearm prone hold. So from your prone position, take your right hand over to the elbow crease of your left arm. Lean all your weight onto your left forearm. And this should line you up nicely with your shoulder joint stacked directly above the elbow. Align ankles, hips, shoulders, and head. Push the length of your body towards the ceiling. Feet are stacked. You're balancing on the outer edge of your bottom foot, holding for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now coming back down into your prone position. This time, take your left hand over to the elbow crease of your right arm. Roll all your weight over onto your right forearm. Shoulder joint stacked directly above the elbow, aligning the ankles, hips, shoulder, and head. Push the length of your body towards the ceiling. Feet are stacked. And this time you're balancing on the outer edge of your other foot. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floating the hips back down to the mat, lengthening and stretching through the abs. And then turning over, coming to rest in Shavasana. And just notice the effects of that movement, of those sequences and exercises on the body. Just resting your entire awareness at your core. Bending the knees and just slowly rolling to one side. Not feeling rushed or hurried, just using your forearms and your hands to really slowly and gently bring yourself up into a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing a quality of assertiveness to your comfortable resting pose. Lengthening through the spine, rubbing the palms together a few times, and then resting the hands in at heart center, tucking your chin towards your chest. On the next inhale, float the thumbs to the third eye. For clarity of thought, taking your hands to your lips. The truth of word, taking your hands to your heart center. The compassion, joy, and purity of heart. Thank you and namaste.